What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tevin Jameer back at it again with another episode of the Hate It or Love It podcast. And today, man, look, I know these past few weeks I've been saying that I'm tired of the Drake and Kendrick beef. I'm tired of it. But honestly, this is more about Drake than it has to do with Kendrick. I mean, yeah, Drake putting in, the lawsuit against UMG for defamation of character. If you guys want to know all about the case and all that, there are a million videos talking about that. I'm more talking about what this lawsuit is making me feel about Drake. If you want to know specifically about the lawsuit, like I said, there's a million other videos of people going through the lawsuit and stuff like that. I'm basically making this video with the assumption that you already know what's in, the filing and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. This Drake doing this is really making it hard for me to continue to be a Drake fan. I'm not even going to lie. See, when he just put in that petition, that wasn't going through with a lawsuit yet. He was still basically gearing up to it, but it's not like he actually was ready to go to court about it. I remember when the news came out that he dropped the lawsuit, a lot of people assumed that UMG and Drake might have came to a deal, behind the scenes and stuff like that. A lot of people was assuming that they paid him or something like that. Me, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw that, I literally said, I don't know, something's fishy about this. And I'm not over here trying to act like I read the future or anything like that. It's just something told me I don't think this ended for a good reason. If anything, my belief is that he dropped the petition because he didn't have enough evidence that they were boosting streams and stuff like that. That's personally my opinion. That's why I feel like he dropped that petition. But then for him to come back with defamation of character, which technically, yes, if you want to be technical, yes, Not Like Us was a defamation on Drake's character. And I feel like that's why he made that move opposed to the petition. There wasn't enough evidence, for the song streams getting boosted. But the song is definitively calling him a PDF file. So obviously a defamation of character is going to be a better, and I'm not sitting here saying that he'll win this case. I'm just saying that he has a better argument for it. But man, first off, it goes without saying, I obviously don't agree with what Drake has just done here. And I'm very much disappointed in him. I'm not even mad. I'm more just disappointed because it's there is a lot of shit throughout Drake's career that I honestly look past. I mean, a lot of people have looked past a lot of things in his career. Him being more of a softer guy, him getting pissed on by T.I.'s boy. I think a lot of people forget about that point, but he got pissed on by T.I.'s boy, getting slapped by the diddler, not writing your raps, him dressing in blackface, there's being disrespectful to women in multiple occasions. There's a lot of things in Drake's career that we all kind of look past. And I know there's going to be somebody in the comments talking about y'all look past him, being disrespectful to women. There's also a lot of female Drake fans that also look past that too. So don't sit here and act like don't sit here and act like most people didn't look past that shit. A lot of us look past that shit. That's why Drake was still on top. Even this past summer, despite all the bitching that he's done saying that UMG is pushing Drake, there were stats that came out that said that Drake was still the highest streamed rapper of the year. So it's you still came out more successful, at least on a career front. Kendrick, yeah, he beat you in terms of the rap, the rap conversation and stuff like that. And Kendrick has made a lot of big career moves this year. But Drake, overall, you were still more popular. That just wasn't going to change. You've always been the most popular, but y'all know what I'm saying. But basically, these past few years in Drake's career, we look past so much. But this is my breaking point, and I'm going to tell y'all why this is specifically my breaking point. For one, he basically proved Kendrick's whole argument in this whole battle. You are not of the culture. And then my other thing on why this is making me like not like Drake is because you're being hypocritical and you're not standing on what you've done as a man or as an adult, however you want to look at it. You're not standing on what you put out there. So if we look at this culturally, there has been so many rap battles throughout the years. There's been so many, diss tracks made towards other rappers. Diss tracks is just part of hip hop. It's just part. And even if it's not a real disrespectful thing, diss tracks has been around just for the sport of it. You got people, on street corners rapping, like battle rapping against each other. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be real beef. It's just for the sport of it. Like diss tracks, rap battles, dissing each other. That just comes with the game. And there's been so many people who had, in my opinion, more disrespectful diss tracks sent towards them in this game. And they have never put in a lawsuit against them or their label. Drake, you have literally, with this move alone, you have literally proved Kendrick's point. You have proved Rick Ross's point. When everybody says that you are the quote unquote white boy, that you act like a Karen, that you're not of the culture, there has been so many diss records going against so many rappers, and you are the only one to say, I can't take this. I'm going to court. And I love for the Drake apologists to be like, oh, this has messed up Drake's career. What the fuck what's messed up? He still got the same deals. He's still the most streamed artist. People still check for his work. Literally after the battle, people were still looking for whatever Drake was going to drop. What the fuck did this battle really mess up? Like, what did it really mess up? Yeah, we can say that he got his ass whooped. But all Drake literally had to do, and I said this in an episode before, all Drake literally had to do was shut the fuck up and just drop music. Just shut up and drop music. That's all you had to do. He actually had the perfect play, because before this battle was even, supposed to go through, him and Party was already teasing a collab album. Do you know how many people throughout the years wanted a Party and Drake collab album? He was already teasing it before the battle. All he had to do after he lost the battle was just not say nothing, keep teasing the songs, and then just drop the album. That's all he literally had to do. It was just that damn simple. But no, he didn't. He had to tap into his Karen ass instincts, and he had to sue. And my second point for how he's not standing on what he put out there, Drake, for the past decade, you and Kendrick has been sending subliminals to each other. At any point, you could have stopped sending him subliminals back. And people will point out, and there has been times where Drake has shown love to Kendrick, and there has been times where it's been hinted at that he was trying to work with Kendrick. So maybe there was behind the scenes things where, and honestly, for the most part, most of us don't really know these two. So maybe there is behind the scenes attempts that Drake has made to be cool with Kendrick again. But honestly, if you really didn't want this to happen, you just didn't have to send subliminals back. Even if you were just going to dead it and Kendrick kept dissing you, you could have just literally ignored him if that was really the case. But no, you put out you went back and forth with him. You put out that energy just as well. When he dropped the Like That song, you literally could have just ignored it. I mean, you ignored, well, when I say ignore, back then he was only sending subliminals back. But for some reason, throughout all the subliminals and throughout all the disses throughout the years, you finally said, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to finally respond back to this one. This one, I feel like wasn't as worse as the other ones. I feel like that wasn't as bad as some of the other subliminals that Kendrick has sent to Drake. But for some reason, this time around, he said, you know what? I'm going to go into this shit. You went in, you dropped push-ups, then you dropped Tailor Made, where you were begging him to drop and you were egging him on saying that he got nothing in there. You were sitting here bringing up his girlfriend, his baby mom. You know, you was bringing up so many people around him and you were teasing that you got a red button. He finally responded with Euphoria. You honestly could have ended it there. But then, admittedly, Kendrick did go back. Well, then again, Drake did a back to back, so Kendrick was only giving him what he put out there. He dropped Euphoria, then he dropped 616 in LA, which honestly, that should have been a warning enough. This nigga got on here on some supervillain shit and said, "Have you ever thought that OVO was working for me?" You heard that? And you still said, you know what? I'm about to drop my quote unquote red button, where you went all in talking about he beats his baby mom, all while under UMG. UMG is still under both of y'all. I just want you to know that UMG is, y'all both under UMG. So while you're also under UMG, you also dropped a song where he apparently beats his baby mom. His one kid is not his. What was the other thing you accused him of? Basically, you accused him of a lot of defamatory things just as well as he did. So he went back. He dropped Meet the Grams, which, like I said, 616 should have been a warning. Because why the fuck would you hear somebody say, "I know what you're about to do," and the people behind you is talking to me? Why would you hear that and say, "You know what, I'm about to drop," and then not think something crazy was going to happen? Meet the Grams came out not even 30 minutes later. And then the next day, Not Like Us came out. And you got pissed off about it. And I know you're really fuming after you dropped The Heart Part 6 and people was not rocking with it. Personally, me, I actually think The Heart Part 6 wasn't as bad as everybody says. I'm not saying it's my favorite diss track out of all of them, but I didn't think it was as bad as most people. You can even look at my Twitter. I even said that if you think The Heart Part 6 is ass, I feel like you just hate Drake. I literally said that. So... Drake, I was trying to be fair to you, bro. I was trying to. And I mean, it's well documented that I was trying to be fair to you. But regardless of how fair I can be, it's quite obvious you got your ass beat by Kendrick. And now with this is the only reason that you are putting in this defamation lawsuit. This is why you're trying to take it to court. You're mad that you lost on this big scale. It's not about you. It's not about you losing deals. It's not about you trying to stand up for other artists. It's not about any of that shit. The only reason you are doing all of this is that you are pissed off that you lost this big battle in your career. Because with Pusha T, you were able to move past it. Pusha T beat your ass too, but Pusha wasn't as big of an artist or close to as big of an artist as you. So it was kind of more easier to, sweep it under the rug. With Kendrick, he's literally basically one of the only few rappers in this generation that's basically close to your popularity, that's close to your numbers. So obviously when he beat your ass, it's not as easy to sweep it under the rug. Not only that, but Pusha, he beat your ass with a song where it can't go on streaming services. It's only a remix that you have to look up on like music or YouTube or something like that, like those type of sites. Kendrick literally beat your ass on a song where it became a hit. Like not even just a hit for the West Coast. Like it became a hit everywhere. I'm in New Jersey. I'm at a family event in Camden and I'm hearing people driving past the house blasting Not Like Us. Like it's not even just a West Coast hit. Everybody and their mom was even listening to Not Like Us. I've even heard, I'm not even going to go that far, but just know I've heard people that shouldn't even be listening to Not Like Us, listening to Not Like Us. So Drake, just admit it. You are mad that you put out the same energy, or you put out that energy. Kendrick matched it and even out past that energy. And you are mad that you lost. You're basically just mad that you lost. And you're a big hypocrite because you put all these content creators in the lawsuits, and there's been one person, because he was saying that Kendrick and UMG basically whitelisted the song so that anybody that did reaction videos to it wouldn't get copyright striked, and that sent more people to listen to the song. First off, like I said in another episode, you literally texted Kai Cenat, who you also named in this, but you also texted Kai Cenat when Family Matters was about to drop, and you told him to stay on stream so that he could react to it on his stream. There was somebody that, I forget the YouTuber's name, but he showed proof that Drake whitelisted push-ups for him so that anybody that saw his reaction to push-ups, you know, could go listen to it and that he wouldn't be copyright striked. Drake, you basically played the same game. The way you're saying that Kendrick and UMG, or that UMG boosted Kendrick's Not Like Us, UMG has done that literally for you for your whole fucking career. When you dropped Scorpion, your face was on almost every playlist. I promise you, when Family Matters first came out, his Family Matters, a promotion for Family Matters was the first thing that I seen when I clicked on Apple Music. I literally seen that. It was a promotion for it on Apple Music. So I don't get where Drake is coming from with this. And the funny thing is, I remember even saying this over the summer. A lot of people were saying that Kendrick was doing too much with Not Like Us. Even Drake was saying like he's doing too much and that he's egging it on. But the funny thing is, Kendrick literally did everything that you did when you quote unquote beat Meek Mill with Back to Back. You were playing it at concerts. It was Grammy nominated. You were, you know, doing a bunch of shit for Back to Back. The only thing that Kendrick did that you didn't do was just make a music video. Literally, that's the only thing Kendrick didn't do with Not Like Us that you did, or that you didn't do with Back to Back. He just made a music video. That's the only thing. But every other thing that he did with Not Like Us, you did with Back to Back. Funny enough, the only battle that most people will say that you didn't lose. So yeah. But it's just more, my biggest problem, even if you want to take out the culture thing, because honestly, I'm going to keep it real. Even though I'm not liking Drake as a person, like this definitely stops me from liking Drake as a person. For real. I mean, I was already starting to not like him, but now I'm really not liking him as a person because of this defamation lawsuit and that he's acting like this. But are we still going to listen to his music? Because, you know, I'm someone, I can separate the person from the music. So I'm still going to listen to his music, but him as a person, I just don't fuck with. And just on the music side, look, guys, we got to admit, no matter how we feel about Drake, this man has made, you know, a lot of songs and projects that are considered classics. Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, If You're Reading This Is Too Late, Views. Like, he's made, So Far Gone, a classic mixtape. He's made so many projects and songs that will stand the test of time in hip hop that, you know, we can't take that work away from him. So even if you don't like him as a person, we got to also be real about his career and what he's done for music and stuff like that. But what I was about to say is, I'll still listen to his music, but I can't like him as a person just because this just shows how much of a sore loser, a hypocrite, and I want to reduce my cursing, so I'm not going to say the last word, but just know that this just shows your lack of character because you went into this battle, which I'm tired of people going into diss records and battles and stuff like that, not knowing that there could be a consequence. There could be a consequence. For the most part, I really didn't feel like there was going to be any serious thing going on. Like, I didn't think nobody was going to get hurt or anything like that. But if it happened, then it happened. And you know that when you step into a battle. You know that. So it's like, you went into this battle, you put out a certain energy, and when Kendrick matched it and outpassed that energy, now you want to complain, not even because he did the most, but because you lost. That's really what this all comes down to. It's just because you lost. The hypocritical moves that you made and stuff like that, the energy that you put out, you're just mad that you lost. It's not even about what he did. It's just, well, it is about what he did because he beat you, but it's just like you just lost. That's the only reason you're doing all of this. And it's like there's been so many people that lost battles throughout the years. And they, they took it to the chin, they moved on, and they put in work, and they cemented their legacies. Hell, Jay-Z lost a battle with Nas. Ether literally became a whole thing. Like, people say, oh, this person got ether. Like, it literally became part of people's vocabulary after that. What did Jay-Z do? He just went on with his career, kept making classic songs and albums. Eventually he made peace with Nas. They did collabs together. And he's still regarded as one of the greatest artists of all time. Drake, not saying that you are comparable to Hove, because honestly, I even hate when Drake compares himself to Jay-Z. But I'm just saying that that's what you should have fucking did. That's like I said, I'm trying to stop cursing, but here I go. But that's what you should have done. No pun intended, but that was literally the blueprint. You literally had to follow that, and you didn't. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I try not to talk about this so much, but it's just like it's just a never-ending story, and it's just a never-ending disappointment. Like, Drake, I was one of the people really advocating for you after this beef. I was really trying to say, like, people was being harsh on you, which I still am of the belief of that. Not at least before the defamation lawsuit. I feel like everybody's, on point with this. But as far as before that, like, I feel like a lot of the things that people have been judging you for before this, I feel like people was harsh on you. Like, a lot of the songs that you dropped in between, like the 100 gigs and all of that, like, I felt like the songs wasn't, they weren't that great, but I feel like people was going a little too harsh on it. The song you did with Sexy Red, You My Everything, and like it had the BBL Drizzy beat. I feel like people was a little too harsh because Drake has always done, and he's always done moves like that. So I feel like if Not Like Us didn't come out, if he didn't go in this beef with Kendrick, but he actually only beefed with Metro Boomin, and he did this, I feel like people would have rocked with it a little bit more. But I like, my overall point is I just felt like there was a lot of moments where people was too harsh on Drake, especially for doing things that he's already done throughout majority of his career. And I was really trying to advocate for you, but like this just isn't it. I can't back you up on this, man. Like I said, I try not to talk about this that much, but it's never ending. And I'm afraid that this isn't going to be the last episode that I make about Kendrick and Drake. I mean, obviously not the last episode I'll make about Kendrick, but as far as their whole battle, the aftermath and all this stuff, I'm afraid this isn't going to be the last. So, yeah. I just had to make a quick episode for y'all. Usually I would get on camera. Next week I will be on camera, but this is a topic, and this was really the only topic I felt like talking about this week. I guess the next episode I'll dive into why I'm not really sure what topics I'm going to talk about for a little while, but I'll get into that next week. For anybody that's watching for the first time, subscribe or check out more of the episodes and, see if you feel like subscribing. To anybody that's returning, thank you for listening, checking out the podcast, share with your people, and let me know down below, what did you feel about this Kendrick and Drake and battle, and Drake doing this, and how do you feel about Drake as a person? Just let me know your overall thoughts, because I got a lot, and I want to talk to other people with their own thoughts. So yeah, with all that being said, Tevin Jameer signing out. Catch y'all next week.